Hey guys, and welcome to this new video. Please look away from the fact that my hair looks like a haystack. I just brushed it, and I know that you should never brush hair when it's dry, so I look like, I don't know. But today we're going to talk about body confidence, and I know that some people feel very sensitive about thinner girls talking about body confidence because some people think that we shouldn't have anything to complain about or anything really to be concerned about. But that's not really the truth of the matter. That's not really how the world looks these days, and I guess a lot of people hopefully have been more aware of that now. I think the problem is that we tend to talk about body confidence out of a perspective and a look on your clothing size, which is only like a small part of the whole situation that can make someone uncomfortable or not happy with their own body. I've written some down so that I wouldn't forget. We can talk shape, height, color. If we go into face details and structure, we can talk about noses, lips, eyes. We can talk about our boob sizes, if we have long or short legs, if we have a big bum or not, if we are hairy, if we're shaved. The beauty standards are so clear in our minds, but yet they're just so impossible for us to live up to because I don't know, it's a very small percentage of people in this universe who can live up to all of that without having to go through like operations and do all sort of things to achieve it. So due to all of these standards to live up to, we are pretty much all of us on our own body confidence journey. We all have some aspects or something that we in ourselves has to find peace with or learn to love, and that's what I want to talk about in this video, my own journey. If you want to, I would love if you guys would comment down below the biggest thing that you have had to learn to love about yourself, the biggest challenge thing you have like struggled with, and please go share some love with each other in the comments down below. But I would love to read what you guys have found the biggest issue. We all have something that we have dealt with, and I would love if we could like share each other's stories and each other's insecurities, and we can like help each other and have each other's back. I would love that. So what does the perfect body look like to me? And this is very important that I say this, that it is unconsciously, is that how you say it? Because this image in my brain has been impacted by all of the commercials that I've seen throughout my life, all of the Hollywood movies, the society standards, everything that I've ever experienced is like summed up in this thought or idea in my brain that has been put together. And weird enough, it's always something that I tend to use against myself. This is all things that I have to live up to and not something I use against other people, which is just like, it's so weird that you're always like the hardest to like yourself. But my persona, my perfect body person, is about 175 centimeters tall. This person has long, slim legs. She is always a little bit tanned, like she always looks like someone who has been out on some kind of vacation. She has an hourglass figure, like a thin waist, like a C cup in boobs, I would say, and then a nice little cute bum. And then she's a size 34 to 36. I don't know what that is in America. It's probably a size extra small to small. She'll have some beautiful lips and a small nose, and she'll have long eyelashes, and she'll have perfect skin. And those are all the things that I have been comparing myself to for my entire life. This like beautiful, slim, tall beauty who is just like perfect looking. Perfect. So some background story about my life. When I was a kid, I was playing badminton as well. I've played badminton since the age of 7, And about the age of 12, 11, 12, when you start to get aware of what you wear and how other people look, how your body looks, and all of those things starts to begin, I was very insecure about my body. I was thin as a stick. Like, I was super duper thin. I had nothing. I was just like very like up and down as a stick. Super thin, very pale, of course, because I'm a ginger. And I just used to wear such like baggy clothing. I would wear the boys' t-shirts. It's a very important thing to mention, that I wouldn't purchase the girls' t-shirts who were more like body fitted. I would get a boys one, and then it would be like oversized, maybe like 1 or 2 sizes too big. I would wear long shorts. I wanted shorts that would go underneath my knee, so like long. I used to like buy men's bathing shorts because they were long back then and they would go under my knee. So I would just hide away in baggy clothing, and I was not feeling confident in my body whatsoever. And when I look back on it now, it seems absolutely ridiculous, because that's the kind of body I've been wanting for about 10 years. I've been like, that's, if I could go back, I would like this. It would be perfect, like a long, slim, thin body. Yeah, and that's just so crazy. So when puberty hit, my body started changing, I would say a lot. It is a lot, because I went from being this stick to a girl with curves. I got very wide hips, and when I say very wide hips, it's probably not like out of proportion wide, but it was terrifying for me. I remember that my mom took me out shopping for new pants once in a while, and I would leave the shopping mall like crying after trying on just a few pair of different pants from the youth section in different boutiques. I would be so sad and so devastated, and I would hate myself when we left the shopping mall, because they just did not fit my hips and my waist, because my waist is small, my hips were super wide. It just didn't work for me at all. I started to get a more muscular body. Like, my legs are pretty like muscular. You can definitely see muscles in there, and they are not like super thin or anything. They are sports legs, I would say. And that was another thing that I struggled with so much. I would never wear like short dresses or dresses where I was showing off my legs. I wanted them completely like covered up so that people couldn't see how muscular they were. And also, I am like pretty short, so my legs has always been very short as well, which I didn't like. And all of that just started being much more of a thing in my brain than it had been previously. I was also struggling with acne in my teenage years, and I was also like super pale, so I had to learn to like deal with how can I put a little bit more color on my face so that I'll look more alive and I'll look better. And there were just the acne thing. There were so many aspects that made me super uncomfortable and made me hate the body that I have. And this was about the time when I was like 13, 14-ish, where my body started changing a lot, that I started seeing myself a lot bigger than anyone else. I spoke to my mom about this recently. I tried to like explain to her what I meant with being a lot bigger than I am, and how my brain actually like functions around that. And it is the way that I feel heavy when I walk. It's the thing that I have never ever let anyone lift me up. Sometimes in like the gym, I was in like primary school or in high school, we had some like group exercises where we would like lift each other in different ways. I have always hated those situations because I felt like it would be impossible for people to actually lift me up. I have always, when I've been standing next to other girls, I felt like I looked humongous next to them. And it's just the way that I have always looked in the mirror, and I have looked at myself as being a lot bigger than I am. I have bought clothes in sizes way too big. I spoke to my sister recently. She has a wider hip than I have now, and we talked about that I used to buy my underwear in a size large and she would buy that in a size small. And that's just an example that I have just always seen myself bigger as I am, and by buying clothes that is bigger than it's supposed to be, I won't get disappointed when I put it on and it doesn't fit. Like back when I was 14 and my mom went shopping with me and I was absolutely devastated. And it's weird because even if I was bigger, why would my brain keep telling me that something was wrong with me, like that I wasn't good enough? And so I've now been dealing with that for years and years, and I would say it was not up until 2 years ago that I started feeling more comfortable in my own body. I went to the beach for the first time without wearing shorts 2 years ago when I was 23. That's just crazy. And if we get very like TMI and personal, I always like used to be very uncomfortable in like situations like with a guy. When we made it to the point where we were gonna take our clothes off, I would want there to be as little light as possible. I would love to like wear something, like wear a big shirt or wear a dress so that I can hide my body a bit, which is absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. If you want me to talk more about that and how I've made it to where I am now and how I feel now, let me know. But it's also been something that has been a struggle, just feeling comfortable in those situations. And I'm so happy that I now made it to the point where I can say that I am okay knowing that I'll always have wide hips. I'll always have muscular legs. I'll always have super small boobs. I'll have my super pale skin. And that's just me. And that's okay, because that's what makes me special. That's what makes me me. And I'll learn to embrace that. I'll learn to wear that with confidence. So to finish off this video, I would love to share some of my body confidence tips with you guys. I did a video a little while ago with 7 body confidence tips, like my top 7. I'm gonna put a link to it down below. But I just quickly want to go over just a few of them quickly now that I think are like super important and some of my greatest tips to get more body confident. One is wear more body fitted clothes. As you can see, I'm wearing a top without any sleeves today. It is something that you would never see me wear. Like if we just go back 1 year, it would have been impossible. You wouldn't have been able to find something like this in my wardrobe, and I definitely would not have like worn it feeling fine. Wear body fitted clothes so that you will get used to your size, so that you can actually see your size and you're not hiding away. It makes a big impact on the way that you look at yourself at night when you take off your clothes. I think a lot of people, when they then take off their clothes, also in situations with a guy, they will get sad because they have been hiding something underneath that they can now see, that they haven't been able to see throughout the entire day. But it's not up until this moment that they will face how they look, and they will get a lot more sad, confused and disappointed than if they were just used to seeing that size, that shape and that body all the time. Number 2 is walk around naked at home. So even less clothes if you can, if you have hours at home where you can wear nothing at all. Maybe just like underwear for like hygiene, I don't know, if you want to. But wear as less, at least, wear the least clothes possible, because once again, you'll get used to seeing your body as it looks. you'll get used to your size, your shapes, just the look of it, how it feels, and it will become a lot more natural to you to be in that body that you see in the mirror when you take a shower, or that 5 minutes a day where you get dressed in the morning. You will start to feel a lot more connected to what you see in the mirror, and that actually feels amazing over time. It can be very scary at first, but through time it's gonna feel a lot more natural and you'll feel a lot more connected, I promise. And 3, think about your focus. I have been working with this a lot. I think it is a very helpful tool, that instead of thinking of your body as how it looks, like, are my thighs big or are they thin, do I have a tight gap, whatever, like how does my arm look, instead of thinking about how everything looks, think about the functionality. Think about like how strong your legs are. They're gonna carry me around like every single day, walking kilometers, and they're just there for me. They're like healthy and strong. My arms are healthy and strong. They help me lift things. They are amazing as well. Like, think of how healthy and functional and amazing your body is for you. Think of it as a tool to get from here to there. Think of how big of a friend it is to you, because it is such a strong, powerful tool that, yeah, you know what I mean? Not think about how it looks, think about what you can use it to do. That's a lot more important. Hasn't it become super bright here now? That was it. I hope that you can take something away from this big ramble about me and my confidence journey, and knowing that we all struggle with something. We all have things that we are not really comfortable with or happy with. And I just think it's such a shame that it took me 23 years, I would say. I'm still working on it. I'm 25 now. To get to a place where I'm like pretty confident and pretty okay and accepting in how I look. Just accepting that these things are just like how it's probably going to be for my entire life, and that I don't want to waste the now not being accepting, because it's just gonna kill a few more years while I'll not feel great, and it's just a waste of time. So I think it's such a shame that we live in a society where the beauty standards or the beauty goals are so crazy. I really hope that we're gonna see a future with a big variety of different girls who we all think are beautiful. They can be in so many different sizes and shapes and colors and have so many different like obstacles. But I really hope that's going to be the future, because it's been so unhealthy to grow up with this, like, it's a Barbie and it's the Hollywood woman. To have her as the ultimate goal is just so unhealthy for anyone. So I hope that you enjoyed this video in some way or another. I hope that I didn't hurt anyone in my story. Yeah, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know if there's anything else about body confidence or anything that you'd like me to talk about. And I'm gonna see you all soon. Bye guys.